When the company was first launched, how was it financed?
It was bootstrapped, credit cards, a lot of borrowing money and from family, from my parents.
When you start a business in 2008, 2009, banks are not interested in loaning you money to a brand new business, if people remember.
Not paying ourselves, basically just taking enough to pay our bills. When I had started, I just had a newborn. My first boy was on the way.
How have you been able to finance the growth of your company?
So that's actually a very good question. We've done it on our own, but it all comes down to me. I take the hit, if you will. Instead of making the six-figure salary like I went down. A few years I was making under 50.
And what I tell them all is I'll provide you with capital to grow your business, because a lot of times business owners make decisions that are based on cash flow.
So based on your experience, share with me wisdom that could benefit a fellow entrepreneur.
Number one, do something that you love. Don't do something because you see there's a market for it.
A lot of times entrepreneurship is about finding something completely new, right? Something that hasn't been done before. Well, I think there's tremendous value, and in some ways more value, is doing something that's needed, that isn't easy to do, and doing it better than everybody else. And that's what we've achieved at Sales Roads.
Think long term. And that's something has given me a very different vision.
How were assumptions tested early on?
Spent a lot of time speaking with customers, prospective customers. I'm a big believer that you need to get outside of the office. You need to talk to the people that pay the bills.
When you launched or were preparing to launch your business, did you prepare a detailed business plan, or did you wing it?
No, absolutely. There was a very specific plan.
I went to the Wharton School of Business, and they really have a great program that fosters entrepreneurship, wants to develop entrepreneurs. And within the first month, I heard about the business plan competition.
Trust, I think, has, the meaning to depend on someone or something. You have to count on them. I think that's the simplest way to break it down. You can't depend on that person. You can't trust them.
In your opinion, yourself included, are entrepreneurs born or are they made?
Great question. I would say that they're born, for sure. It's just in them. But I also think that they could take it to the next level with hard work, determination, and just the will and the want to get to where they want to be.
I think they're made. I think your upbringing, I think your maybe what you've seen growing up might impact your entrepreneurial abilities. But I don't think you're born. I think you're made.
Do you think entrepreneurs are born or are they made?
I think there's aspects that could be made, for sure, and there's aspects that are innate, like in every athlete or every different profession. I'm a big believer in learning, and I think the key is in everything is really the effort. It's all about can you make the effort? There's a famous saying, philosophical saying, I cannot teach anybody anything. I could only make them think.
I think entrepreneurs are made, but they have to have specific characteristics as human beings. I think those same characteristics are evident in many of our leaders, whether it's in religion or politics.
In your opinion, are entrepreneurs born or are they made?
I think you have to be born. This is something that you're born with. A lot of people. And I talk to a lot of people that or friends or acquaintances that say, "Oh, I'm getting my MBA and I'm taking the entrepreneurship route," and I'm like, "What do they teach you there?"
I think that you probably have to have, besides a slight screw loose, to be an entrepreneur. You probably had some inkling of it from the time you were really young. So, when I took my dad's lawnmower and started mowing lawns when I was 10, and built the business model around him paying for the gas and me collecting the money.
I think it's a little bit of both, candidly. I think entrepreneurial zeal is something that's inherent in someone's DNA. They yearn for more. They want to succeed. No is not acceptable.
Share with us the coolest experience you've ever had in your professional life.
I remember my first cruise and looking over the ship, and we're in the middle of the ocean, and yeah, it was pretty emotional. It was pretty awesome, and just looking at, I think we had 2,000 people on that cruise, and just being like, wow, this is my cruise ship for these 3 or 4 days, or 3 days I think it was, and we had all these big artists on there, and everyone was just having the time of their life.
This past summer, I got to go to San Antonio for the NBA Finals to see the Heat Spurs game.
Sam, you are such an experienced and knowledgeable entrepreneur. Your company is going through explosive growth. I'd like to make a $1 million investment in your company. How would you deploy those funds?
Today, we're doing a lot of acquisitions.
Who inspires you?
Entrepreneurs. Entrepreneurs who, like, every day are creating something from nothing.